Donald Trump arrived in South Korea on the second and perhaps most delicate leg of his Asia tour. It brought him to within 48 kilometers of the border with North Korea. Following his war of words with its leader Kim Jong-un, there were fears President Trump's presence would provoke some sort of response. He described North Korea as a worldwide threat that requires worldwide action, but his tone was more measured than in the past, and he called for Pyongyang to come to the negotiating table. He said all available tools will be used short of military action, but he also stressed America's military capability.
As we work together to resolve this problem using all available tools short of military action, the United States stands prepared to defend itself and its allies using the full range of our unmatched military capabilities if need be.
South Korean President Moon Jae-in said the time was too early to talk to the North, but promised a bright future if it gave up its nuclear and missile programs.
The United States has strong sanctions on North Korea, and I think it will have an effective impact. And with China joining the United States, it will bring force to the sanctions on North Korea. With all these international diplomatic policies, I think when there are changes being made, it will bring North Korea back to the negotiating table.
Trump is the first US president in 25 years to be treated to a state visit, but the first since Ronald Reagan not to visit the demilitarized zone, the border with North Korea. Instead, he went by helicopter to Camp Humphreys, the largest US base in South Korea. He later spoke of the close relationship between the two countries.
But all that we've built in the decades since our soldiers sacrificed side by side in the struggle for freedom, our alliance is more important than ever to peace and security on the Korean Peninsula and across the Indo-Pacific region.
Thousands of pro-Trump supporters lined the streets of Seoul, while those who opposed the US president were kept corralled behind police buses. South Korea's Liberal government is pulling out all the stops to make this visit a success. They know they can ill afford to alienate President Trump and the United States. Their defense against North Korea depends on a good relationship. At a joint news conference, Trump announced that South Korea was to buy billions of dollars worth of military equipment from the US, which would help offset the trade deficit between the two countries, and a 5-year-old free trade agreement will be renegotiated. Trump and First Lady Melania were greeted by children and a Korean pop star at the Blue House, and later had what's known as a friendship walk through the gardens with President Moon and his wife. The day ended with a defiant threat from North Korea, reaffirming its resolve to strengthen its nuclear power. Rhetoric, but no action. So far, so good for Trump's first day in South Korea. Tony Birtley, Al Jazeera, Seoul.